one of my decisions, I make so many decisions, was to have a good attitude, but also because my attitude has a lot to do with my siblings. Malia, if I have a bad attitude, she has a really bad attitude, and I just want to so that goes along with just building a relationship with her, and we have a good start on that because we're matching right now. And yeah, just to have a better attitude.
You ready? All right.
My name's Elena. And I think one of my favorite parts about camp was meeting new people and seeing your friends from other churches, and then the bus ride back was really fun. And I think my favorite sermon was the one about forgiveness and forgiving your peers and everything like that. And then my decision was to not hold grudges against my parents and no one in the years and everything. And then I also got reassurance on myself.
Amen.
My favorite sermon. My favorite sermon was the one about staying out of the world even when the temptations have come. And I decided to work a whole lot harder on getting the gospel out. And my favorite part was, I usually don't run from spiders, but at the spider on Wednesday night, I ran to the spider, and then I smashed it. And that's when I ran away, because 300 little spiders came out of it.
David, how many verses did you memorize at camp? Yeah, 60 verses at camp. Wow. One thing they do too is they make you say in the multiples of 3, and they were all from Ephesians. Is that right? So it's not like you can say John 3:16 and count it as 1. They were all probably many verses that you and I don't have memorized. So you memorized over 60 verses and said the multiples are 3. So that was pretty impressive. Jesse.
I'm on your team. My name's Jesse.
We were on the black team. We got last place.
Oh yeah. My favorite thing was watching Carter pour water on Michael and waking up Michael and asking him, "Why did you pee your pants?" And he started freaking out.
Apparently we need to rehearse the things that are said up there, huh? Okay. Spiritual. Let's go spiritual. That did not happen to my cabin, by the way. So.
No, it was on the bus ride home. I decided to forgive each other. My favorite sermon was Wednesday night by Pastor Clark for forgiving each other.
Amen.
Hi, my name is Carter, and my favorite part was either playing paintball or pouring water on Michael while he was sleeping. My favorite message was the first message about being meek, and I made a decision to surrender and become a preacher.
Amen. Amen.
Hi, my name is Chance. So my favorite activity that we did, it was paintball because I thought the ref had a gun, but it turned out that he didn't, and I shot him 8 times.
There's 2 college kids that were there on the campus, and they were the refs. And if you shot them, you're supposed to be out. So I don't know how you shot them 8 times, but good job.
So he got on the ground, and then I thought Brendan was playing, and then it turns out he was behind the net, and I shot him through the net. And then my favorite sermon was on Tuesday night. It was about looking through the. It was about not looking through the window. It hit me really hard, and it made me open my eyes and decide my decision to bring my all to God instead of just being half and half.
Amen.
So I'm Brendan Daly, and my favorite part was probably paintball up to the last game. When I called bunker, and that's when you were out if you're next to a bunker. But Savannah here turns around and open fires on me. It hits me 3 times in the neck, and a lot in the arm, and she left 3 big bruises right on my neck from it. My favorite message was probably forgiveness, because I needed that message a whole lot more, because I need to forgive some people in my life. And then also another decision I made was being a pastor.
Hi, my name is Gideon, and I have 2 favorite parts. First one is finding out that Michael is extremely terrified of spiders. That was hilarious. And then playing paintball, getting shot in the knee when I was heading for cover, and then getting shot when I was walking off the field with my hands up, and someone freaks out and a paintball bounced off my thigh. That was that hurt. My favorite sermon was the first sermon right after we got there, called The Greatness of Meekness. That one really just stung a little bit. It kind of stepped on my toes, and one of my decisions was to be more zealous for God.
Paintball is normally not this dangerous, but the best part I thought about paintball was putting paintball guns in these teen girls' hands. And there was literally a time where these teenage boys ran out of bullets, and they were still getting these girls out because they wouldn't move. It was great. So it's called bunker, and that's a way that you don't have to shoot somebody, get them out. You just go hit the bunker that they're in. It's the mercy roll. It was pretty hilarious, I thought.
My name is Ethan. My favorite activity was probably paintball. My favorite sermon was While I'm on the Storm. And my decision was to be
These are all the teams, so you guys can go have the team. And let's do, did I forget somebody? Carter, yeah. And then we get the adults to come on up here. Because we learn stuff at camp too. We learn a lot about your kids. But we get to learn a lot. And Miss Sundberg, my wife, you all want to come up here? Come on, yep. All right, first.
So, camp is always fun. We really did have a great time this year. I get to learn a lot being in the cabin with all of the girls. Every year I relearn it, but Andrea sleep talks. That's really fun. She started screaming the first night at 1:30 in the morning, and half of us fell out of bed in our room almost. That was fun. And I would wake them up by saying, wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. And one morning we actually had bacon, and they thought it was great. So that was good. One of my favorite things that happened was when the girls that got assurance of their salvation. There was 3 of them, but I got to talk to Elena and Summer, and just getting to talk to them, and they both led people to the Lord, and just hearing them not be led through a prayer, but just pray and ask God to come into their heart and save them. It was just really sweet. And then listening to all of their memories, and just to hear all the teenagers sing on the way back, and just to know they're not singing. On the way there they sang, but it was like the really crazy songs that don't make a lot of sense. And on the way back, it was a different kind of singing, and you could hear the decisions in the way they were singing, and it really is a blessing. All of the sermons were great. They had youth worker sessions, and one of them was on worship, and just making sure, if someone says your name, are you thought of as a person of worship, and praising God, and that spoke to me, and just all of the sermons were really great. And so someone said, I killed a scorpion. It was actually Miss Sundberg and I were outside one night, and I said, you need to see the stars out here. And we're looking, And some of the girls went down to get water, and I turned on the light on the porch, and we had 5 or 6 camel spiders, which I did not know they had, and they were a couple inches long. And I got some bug repellent because that was the best thing I had, and I was killing camel spiders with it. So they're actually called wind scorpions too. They just don't want to sting you. But yeah, that was fun.
Well, this is my first time at camp as a counselor, and I learned that as a camper you are tired, as a counselor you are 10 times more tired. So like Miss Kelsey said, she was in the front of the cabin and I was in the back. So while she had Andrea, I had Abby. And yes, Abby woke us up screaming about flowers in the field and how she wanted the purple ones. And then I had Vashti, who is above me, and she moves like crazy all through the night. And several times I had to like hit the top of the bunk bed to get her stop. But yeah, those are fun memories. But there was just a lot of, like on Wednesday night, Charlie Clark preached about message, and there were so many decisions made on that Wednesday night, and I actually got to lead one of our teens to the Lord, and like Miss Kelsey said, usually you lead someone into prayer, but someone who's been in church for a while, it's just nice to get to hear them say their own prayer about it. It was just really such a blessing to me, and there are certain girls and some of the guys too that we've been praying about specifically, and just to see how God moved through camp and was able to, we were able to see how God was moving through them, and there were many answered prayers at this camp. One of the sermons that I really liked the most was actually by a lady, her name was Miss Miller. She taught on chasing carrots. And she used the example of how in a cartoon a donkey they'll put a carrot in front of the donkey and the donkey will try to get it and keep taking one more step. And one of the things she said was, are you chasing comfort? And what she said was, she said that comfort back in the Latin meant strength together, but in today's modern English it means pain bearer. So she says, are you chasing comfort to be that strength, to have that togetherness, to have that strength together, or are you just chasing it to be the one that spreads the pain and to try to get as much pain to the air as you can? And so that was just something that was a different view of looking at comfort that really spoke to me. Also, my husband and I were team leaders, which was fun, and we actually, yeah, we were downstairs. We beat Brother Ryan's team very soundly.
Thank you for not clapping.
Brother Ryan's team had 4th place, our team had 1st place, so we represented both ends of the spectrum there, so Nighthawks 1st and last. There you go. But there you go. Even in the individual competitions, actually, there was a lot of landmark kids that were winning, and every time one of the landmark kids, I just shouted the landmark as loud as I could. I didn't care what team they were on because they were winning points for teams too, but when it came to individual competitions, I felt like our church was really well represented. I think we placed in every category. I think Bible memory we didn't, but we had like 4th, 5th, and 6th, and those were the only ones I didn't count as placing. I went to 3rd. So, but our kids did really awesome. It was really great having them there. Got to learn a lot about them. There were so many great activities, so many great sermons. It just started off the week with a sermon about meekness, and it just instantly sucked any pride out of the entire camp. There's probably about 150 teens there, and just the rest of the week, everyone's just reminding each other, oh, that's not very meek, or hey, you know, you need to be meek about that. And because of that, it just kept all the hearts tender throughout the week. I think that's what made camp so great this week, not just for our group, but for so many other groups. To be honest, I really didn't make a decision. But I had several prayers answered at this camp, and that did more for me than I think a lot of the preaching did. Just being able to, prayers that I've had for youth group and for individuals for weeks and months now, getting answered, and seeing God move mightily on our teams. That was powerful there. We had 32 kids that went. We were the 2nd largest group, second only to the host group, Gospel Light, and they were the ones hosting it there. It was just awesome, and thanks to you so much for all those that were able to give some money and help there. I know some of the teams that went because of the donations last Sunday, those very same teams made surrenders and made decisions, and it impacted their life right away. It wasn't, no money was wasted for sure. If you bought a discount card, if you donated or anything like that, every single dollar, every single penny was well spent for this camp. It was amazing. So.
Thank you to the parents too for sending your kids. It's a long trip, and we definitely appreciate you trusting us. It's definitely something that we don't take lightly, and we had a great time. One thing that I would like to say is it was great to see the kids come together. And on Wednesday night, we stayed after in the chapel, and kids were just getting right with each other. And that was something, in a youth group, you do have cliques sometimes. And it was kind of nice to see those cliques say they wanted to dissolve and accept some kids in, just be more friendly, more loving to each other. And that was encouraging for me to see, and just to see all the decisions made. Of course, salvation, surrender. It was an amazing week at camp. We're looking forward. We have youth conference in less than a month, so get ready for more coupon cards.